Hey guys, it's Jessie. Welcome back to my channel. This is a reading vlog, and I haven't done a reading vlog in a long time because I don't get that many views. But I did the last, I don't even know how many videos it has been since it, but the double Free Little Library video, winter edition. I said thumbs up this video if you want me to do a reading vlog of only reading Free Little Library books that I have. And I got a lot of likes. A lot. 10 likes, which to me that's a lot. And I don't know if it was just liking the video in general or liked it when I said a possible reading vlog, but here we are. And I have pulled down some of the books from my bookshelves, and I need to do a separate video of only about my TBR because it extends up the shelf and over the top shelf. Yeah, I have a problem. And I want to do a reading vlog specifically to reading my TBR, reading my physical TBR shelves. And I have a lot of backlist books I need to read, as you can see from here. Oh my gosh, I don't even know if I'm gonna read those. I just want to keep them because they're part of a series I never finished. Nostalgia, okay? But the books from the double Free Little Library video, I'm gonna start with this one because it intrigued me, and it was the first one I got on that video. I want to do Karen Slaughter, but how big is this? It's like a 400 something book. These I want to get to reading, and then this one. I haven't read this one yet, and oh my gosh, you guys. I think this was one of the books I got for my first ever Free Little Library video. Yeah, I still haven't read this book yet, so I need to get that done. And it's not that long of a book. Almost 300, so I'm gonna read these two first. Okay, I'm rambling. I'm just gonna go start reading, and have a good day, guys. Oh, wait, I need to tell y'all what it's about first. Tom Drummond, I cannot pronounce that last name. Tom Drummond is the perfect guy. He reads the classics, he tells the wittiest jokes. Best of all, he actually likes Charlie, and for someone used to being in the shadows of her best friend, Drummond's spotlight warms Charlie in a way she never thought possible. But as their relationship grows closer, there's one detail that remains impossible to forget. Mr. Drummond is her teacher. Yeah, it's like a forbidden romance. And I was just thinking about this the other day. I'm like, I really don't want to read like a romance between a minor and a teacher. And I know that's some people's like forbidden romantic books that they read, that like obviously it's horrible in real life, but in a fantasy world where it's not real, it's okay, so they justify reading it. But I'm like, for me, it's kind of towing the line a little bit. Like if it was like a college student and a professor, that's fine for me because they're all adults. I'm gonna try to get through this to see. I'm gonna stop babbling again. Let's get to it, guys. Okay, so I'm on page 22, and I'm talking in a hushed, low tone, because there's a worker here working on my bathroom, but so far it's kind of, I don't want to say triggering, but I kind of relate to her. Because it seems like she has anxiety. And she's awkward with her peers in high school. Peers. The writing is good. It's just some of the words that the author uses to explain things is weird. Like, I wouldn't use those words to explain things, or like how she's explaining like something. Like, it's just odd and often like to describe a scene or describe something. But yeah, so far. Yeah, she's freaking out about the first day of school, and I can relate to that. That's where I am so far. Okay, so I just came back from, well, I came back from grocery shopping, but I went to church today. I forgot it was Palm Sunday and it was crowded. I'm like, what's going on? Oh yeah, Easter's next week. Whew. But the guest speaker today, oh, I love her. She's so good. She explains everything so well and just, you get it. The last clip you saw, I think I just started this video, but it's been a couple days since then, and I am on page 203, chapter 27, and it's flying by. It's easy to read, but it's such an awkward book. The main character, she is so awkward, and the words that the author used to describe some things is really weird. Like when I come across a phrase that she wrote or like a word she wrote, I would like, in my head, I would rewrite it to something that sounds a little bit better, not weird. The conversations and the dialogue from the main character, she's just a weird, cringy high school girl. And the author has weird writing and weird use of weird words. But so far, we're like more than half through. Nothing really major has gone down like I thought it would, being like, from what's said, it's a teacher-student, I guess it doesn't really say teacher-student romance, but that's what I'm getting, that's what I got the hint of, is that I just think that she really admires him, even though there is one scene of her kind of like home alone in her bedroom thinking about him, which, she's a teenager. There's nothing really inappropriate happening. Like, she has feelings for him, but it's like not acted on like how I thought it would be. And the teacher hasn't said that he has feelings for her, but you can tell he's holding back a lot. And like, I don't know if like if he has a crush on her or he just really admires her too, and how like smart she is and clever and how she thinks differently from her students. You know, there's just like those teacher pets, how they click. It's kind of like that, but Charlie, she kind of takes it to the next level. She's like, maybe if I touch him or rub up against him, I feel sparks, what does he feel? And that's, so far, that's all that's happening. And I wonder if it's just feelings, not like a forbidden teacher-student romance. But we shall see. We have like 41 and I'm on 203, so I have like 140 something pages left. Easy read of a book, you fly through it, you get hooked on it even though there's like nothing major that happens. You're just going through the life of Charlie and her awkwardness. How many times can I say awkward? But that's really it. It's like day in the life of a girl in high school. She even said that the teacher, he's not handsome, but he has like charisma and is like easy to talk to and he's funny and stuff. Which I'm thinking, like, why didn't the author write him as handsome if, like, you know? I mean, that's just me. But yeah. Okay, so it's been a couple days since I finished Even When You Lied to Me by Jessica Olcott. I think I finished it yesterday or the day before, but oh boy, let's get into it. This book is weird. It's strange. Like, the writing is good, the structure is good, the dialogue is good. The main character and the teacher in some situations are strange, and the wording, like I said, the author uses and describes is strange. It does get steamy. It does get steamy with the teacher and student at like 300 pages. The main character seems one way throughout the entire book, and then once it gets steamy, and then the rest in the end of the book, she's like, has a whole different stance on the relationship and situation. Even though I know she's a minor, she just turned 18 when everything happened. She's like a hypocrite, and I feel so bad for the teacher, but he's the adult, so he should know better. I don't know, I feel like she manipulated him. Obviously she was the minor until the steamy scene, so they were flirting up until then, so even if she was a minor, it doesn't matter. The adult should be the adult in this situation, and no, the adult knows right from wrong more than a minor, and he should have pushed back, and I just feel like she manipulated him. And now, since she got what she wanted, she's like, doesn't want him anymore. She's like, discarding him away. It's just an icky feeling of a book, y'all. I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars, but I'm gonna give it like a 2 stars. I don't recommend this at all. It's gross. Like when I finished this, I had to like put it down and think for a while, because I'm like, what did I just read? I'm not okay with what happened. But how the ending ended up was what should have happened. I don't know, I'm rambling. If it's like a college student and a teacher, all right, they're all adults here, even though their relationships just start after the class ends, because there can be like conflicting feelings with grades and whatnot, and like blackmailing. But I guess that's also like dark fantasy, dark romances are like taboo genres that people. Next book is A Slow Fire Burning by Paula Hawkins, and this is one of the first books I got from my first free little library. No, I still haven't read it yet. But I grabbed this book next because it's like 300 pages, so it's fairly short. When a young man is found gruesomely murdered on a London houseboat, it triggers questions about 3 women who he knew. Hi. Laura is the troubled one-night stand last seen in victim's home. Carla is his grief-stricken aunt already mourning the recent death of yet another family member. And Miriam is the nosy neighbor clearly keeping secrets from the police. 3 women with separate connections to the victim. 3 women who are, for different reasons, simmering with resentment. Who are, whether they know it or not, burning to right the wrongs done to them. When it comes to revenge, even good people might be capable of terrible deeds. How far might any one of them go to find peace? How long can secrets smolder before they explode into flames? Look what you started. Taking the jacket off, because that's how I read hardcovers. I just got back from my birthday dinner, and I realized I've never updated y'all. It's been a week since the last clip, I want to say. I only got 15% of the way through A Slow Fire Burning by Paula Hawkins, and I know I was on chapter 6, and I didn't even get to like 50 pages, you guys. I stopped at like 39 pages because I just don't care. I don't care for the story, don't care for the characters. It was boring me. I just don't care. And like I went back to the synopsis and like reading, I'm like, yeah, it sounds good, but just the way the story was going, I just didn't care. So I'm gonna DNF this because I want to move on to a book that I will enjoy and that won't bore me and that I'll love and like go, what was that? Whip through it. Now we have 4 books left to choose. The Shack, The Other People, Eliminating the Witness, and Fractured by Karen Slaughter. I'm not really in a thriller kind of mood, which is basically what all they are. I kind of want like a romance, but these aren't romance. But this is like love an inspirational romance. A hidden identity exposed, and murderers on the hunt. Rachel Bright's time hiding in a small town comes to a crashing halt when her witness protection location is compromised. Now to evade her social security. Now to evade her serial killer ex-husband after his surprise release from prison, she must go on the run with the U.S. Marshal Kyle Reed, but with a bounty on her head and a determined contract killers on her tail, every move could be their last. So she falls in love with the guy protecting her. I think I'm going to read this one next. How many pages is there? 282 pages. I think I'm going to go with this. This is the next book. So this was a last minute trip to my dad's because his neighborhood is having a solar eclipse party, and I decided last minute that I wanted to go and join. So that's what this clip is about, the beautiful scenery we have here. So I did not start that book that I said I was going to start because I'm driving, so I rented an audiobook called The Shack by William Paul Young in one way to my dad's, and on the way back I finished that audiobook, and here's some pictures from the solar eclipse party. And I was so paranoid that day, guys. I'm like, don't look at the sun, don't look at the sun, even though you're not supposed to look at the sun anyways, even like during normal days. And yeah, but it was fun. I had fun. Yeah.
It's like 3 minutes and 40 seconds or something.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, it's 3:09.
Do you know where your children
How do you feel? Hey guys, it's Jessie. Welcome back to my channel. So I thought I was going to make a brand new video, hence why I was introducing myself in the last clip. But I found a free little library near my dad, and it had so many good books, and I started reading one of those books, and I just put it in here. It was reading vlog because it's a free little library reading vlog, and it was a free little library book that I found. So yeah, sorry for interrupting the video, but yeah, enjoy. Solar eclipse day, and I went to a solar eclipse party in my dad's neighborhood because I'm currently at my dad's, and there was like the party. It was at like a pergola, I think that's what it's called. I don't know. And there's a free little library right as you walk into it of the sidewalk, but it's not registered because I couldn't find it on the free little library app, and there's no like name on it or like the serial code. It was just a box with books in it, and I was so excited. I'm like, when did you get this in your neighborhood, Dad? I think it was like recently, I think, but I looked in it and then oh my gosh, I found the jackpot of books that are like popular and in such good condition, and like I was stunned. I'm like, I want to take 5 books. So I looked at the, you know, the bag I have, my tote of books for free little libraries in my car. I only have 2 books, and I don't think the books that I have are fit enough to go in that free little library. Like, for the neighborhood is kind of like a retirement area of older people, and the books that I have are like young adult, paranormal. So I want to go to Goodwill and find some better books. I want to find 5 because I saw 5 books I want. I'm trying to narrow it down, but there's a complete series of Lucy's Score, so I'm getting that series, and there's another Lucy's Score book, so I want that, and then there's like this murder mystery, which I want. And there's other books that were so good in there too that I've heard of. But yeah, I'm gonna go to Goodwill and I'm bringing y'all with me. Okay, so it's the next day and I got books. I got 4 books, I think, so let's go through them before I put them in the free little library and get my books. I got this book. It's like conservative romance, I think. My grandma read this, and my dad kind of lives in a retirement area, so I thought that'd be good. I don't know. And I got this book. This is a good book, and it's a good movie. Then I got this, which I'm excited to give because it's like a really good condition and it's a popular book, and Ruth Ware is popular. And then I got My Sister's Keeper. So these are all the books that I got to put in the free little library so I can take some books. Can you hold the books, please?
Why are you taking a picture?
It's for my book channel. Hopefully no one's watching. I'm back home from my dad's. As you saw, I went to my dad's for the solar eclipse party. And on the way down, I listened to The Shack on audiobook. It was like a 9-hour audiobook. I finished this and it was okay. I like the story as fiction, but people taking it as like nonfiction, no. Because this is like biblically incorrect of what he says and recounts from his visit with God at the shack. That's his experience. So yeah, but if you're looking for like a good feel-good story, The Shack, for faith, or like one of those like stories of like people recounting like angels intervening or God coming to them. I've read some of them, and yeah, I wouldn't recommend this book. And I'm not discounting his experience, like that was his experience, and who am I to say if it was right or wrong? But if it contradicts the Bible, then... And then, as y'all know, I found a free little library. It was an unregistered free little library, but it was a free little library nonetheless. So the first one I'm really excited about, because it's the full series, y'all. Yeah. And I think this is out of order, or... I don't know. First, second, third. It's the Things We Never Got Over series by Lucy Score, and as you can see, I just started this book, and I do like it so far. The other Lucy Score book, Forever Never, and this is a standalone. Oh my gosh. And these are such good conditions. You don't fall for your brother's high school sweetheart, your boss's daughter, or your ex-wife's best friend, especially when they're all the same woman. Under Brick Callen's wide chest beats a loyal heart with a few cracks in it. He's a steadfast, overprotective type, especially when it comes to the one woman he can never have. It's a long, complicated history, punctuated by fights, friendship, family, and attraction that strains his iron willpower. When Remy Ford returns to Mananak Island in the dead of winter, Brick makes it his mission to find out what put the shadows in those green eyes, even if it means breaking down the walls he's built between them. Even if it means falling for the one girl he'll never get over. Remy doesn't need Brody, bearded Brick, riding to her rescue again. Not when it put them both in danger, costing them much more than their hearts. Naomi Witt is on the run, not just from her fiancé and a church full of well-wishers, but from her entire life. Although if you ask her, Naomi is riding to the rescue of her estranged hot mess of a twin, Tina, to knock him out. A rough around the edges town where disputes are settled the old-fashioned way with fists and beer, usually in that order. Too bad for Naomi. Her evil twin hasn't changed at all. After helping herself to Naomi's car and cash, Tina leaves behind something unexpected. A niece Naomi didn't know she had. Now she's a guardian to an 11-year-old going on 30 with no car, no money, and no plan. There's reason this bearded bad boy barber doesn't get involved with high-maintenance women, especially not type A romantic ones. But since Naomi's life imploded right in front of him, the least Knox can do is help her out of a jam, and just as soon as she stops getting into new trouble, he can leave her alone and get back to his quiet, solitary life. At least that's the plan. They're each dealing with different, people from the first book. This book, I think I've heard of. I've definitely heard of the author, but it never really interested me until I saw it at the Free Little Library and I read the synopsis. The Family Remains by Lisa Jewell. Early one morning on the banks of the River Thames, DCI Samuel, I don't know how to pronounce that last name, Awasius, is called to the scene of a shocking discovery, one that will unearth a decades-old crime linked to the unsolved murder of 3 people in Grand Chelsea Mansion. In another part of the city, Rachel Rimmer receives shocking news as well. Her husband, Michael, has been found murdered, and the police demand her to answer the questions about his past and his unsavory business partner. Questions Rachel needs to know just how to answer in order to keep her secrets safe and locked away. Lucy Lamb, on the other hand, is finally coming home after fleeing London 30 years in the wake of a horrible tragedy. She has grand plans to settle herself with her children in their first ever home, and is seconds away from security and relief when the events of her past come to light, and her brother takes off to find the key to everything that haunts them. Brilliantly plotted, achingly suspenseful, this masterful standalone sequel to... Oh, it's a sequel? Well, I'm reading it as a standalone. we'll see how that goes. So shocked, not shocked, I'm so like happy and overjoyed with my finds. Y'all saw that Free Little Library. They had really good books and really good quality. So I'm excited. Okay, so I know I'm in the same spot as the last clip, but it's been like 4 hours later and I got book mail. It's April's Book of the Month picks, and it's also my birthday month. So I got my free birthday book choice in here too. Book on top is, if I can get it out, was one of the book picks for April, and that is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. 4 dates, a kiss, and a breakup. That's all it will take to find your soulmate. When it comes to love, Emma is cursed. Same. Every guy she dates finds his true love after they break up. It turns out she's not the only one afflicted with this condition. His name is Justin, and his Reddit thread about being love's good luck charm has gone viral. Now the two have come up with an ingenious plan. If they date each other, their curses will cancel out, and they'll go on to find their soulmates. Only Justin wasn't supposed to be so unbelievably cute and hilarious, but when Emma's toxic mother shows up, and Justin has to assume guardians of his 3 siblings, they're suddenly navigating a lot more than they expected, including catching real feelings. Has fate finally brought the perfect pair together, or will their cure be way more hazardous than the curse itself? I love it. Good book for summer. So the book that I picked for my birthday book is Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver. This is a dark romance I've heard about. It's about like 2 serial killers falling in love, but the serial killers kill like sex offenders and like bad people and stuff. So yeah, I know it's interesting take. It's like the show Dexter. I love that show, but that's what people are saying it's like. The rival friends to lovers, dark romantic comedy full of murder, chaos, and sizzling chemistry. Every serial killer needs a friend. Every game must have a winner. When a chance encounter sparks an unlikely bond between rival murderers, Sloane and Rowan, they find something elusive in the friendship of 2 like-minded, pitch-black souls who just happen to enjoy killing other serial killers. From small-town West Virginia to upscale California, and from downtown Boston to rural Texas, the 2 hunters collide in an annual game of blood and suffering, one that pits them against the most dangerous monsters in the country. But as their friendship develops into something more, the restless ghosts left in their wake are only a few steps behind, ready to claim more than just their newfound love. Can Rowan and Sloane dig themselves out of a game of graves, or have they finally met their match? I might do like a vlog on this, reading a dark romance that's like taboo. Dark romance quite like this compared to I've read, what's that one called? It's like the dark fantasy, like Peter Pan, or like Scarred. But I read that and it was okay. It was like very, very Wattpad writing. So it's been a little while since we talked last, and I ended up finishing Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score, and I freaking love this book. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I did start reading it physically, and then when I couldn't really like get into it, I would listen to it on audiobook. This way, I finished it reading it physically for the last like 200 pages. I think Knox and Naomi are my new favorite OTP. But I haven't read an adult romance book this good in a while, with like good writing, good plot, structure. There was a few things, maybe like 3 or 2 that I can remember of. I think there was 3 that I wasn't a fan of in the book, which they could be unpopular opinions, but I definitely was not a fan of the ending chaos of it. Everything going down, I wasn't a fan of it. I thought it was hokey. I thought it could have gone better, and like the result of it coming out of the chaos was better, because it was too corny for me, the ending was. But the epilogue I loved. But the other thing was, well, I know it's gonna be an unpopular opinion because it was like morals I didn't really care for. But yeah, I did really like this book, and I have the rest of the series, so I can't wait to get into it. Oh, okay, so the third thing I was thinking of was this character, I think it was, I know it is. I think it was because I just read it. Naomi's best friend, Steph, he like disappears and then reappears, and there's like barely no explanation, just felt like thrown in. And I love his character. He's so funny, and he's one of the best friends that you need in life. I just felt like his character was haphazardly thrown in. Well, actually, okay, his appearance was good. It was just like his disappearance and reappearance was strange to me, and I just felt like it was thrown in. It was just felt like weird, and like she was trying to rush things through the author. But yeah, I love Steph though. Love this book. But that was the last book I read. Let's go to the first book I read. I'm not a fan of this book. Very interesting. It's one of those forbidden topics or taboo topics, teacher romance, but minor. Even though she just turned 18, it was still giving me like, this is not right. I didn't like it. It did turn out fine though. It's just a messy situation, and I do not recommend this. It gave me the ick throughout the book. I was just dumbfounded. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars, and I don't think anyone should read this. The next book I read, which is the book I DNF'd, A Slow Fire Burning by Paula Hawkins. I could not get into this book at all. I could care less for the characters and what was happening, and it just seemed like a lot was happening at the very beginning. It was kind of hard to go along with, even with an audiobook. And I think I was like not even 50 pages in. I'm just like, okay, I don't care for these characters. This woman needs to get a grip on life. And I just felt like I could spend my time reading something better. The next book I read, audiobooked it when I was going down to my dad's, is The Shack by W.M. Paul Young. And this is about a note from God about his daughter's tragic kidnapping and murder, and him going to the shack where he was murdered and meeting God there, and he has time with God and like talking with him. And I liked it, but I would not say this is a good book if you're wanting to read one of those like 20 minutes in heaven books or whatever, because it's really blasphemous because it's not biblical. A lot of things that are said in here goes against what the Bible says. So yeah, I think I give this like a 2 out of 5 stars because I did enjoy it as a fake story. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend this either, honestly, because it's not what God says. That's all I'm gonna say. And so then we're back to this book, and I loved it. So that was all the books that I read for reading only free little library books for probably 3 weeks. I am a slow reader. Hi, how are ya? This reading vlog is just an chaos in a nutshell. A lot of things were going on, but that is it for this video, guys. And thumbs up this video if you want more reading vlogs of only free little library books. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. Like and subscribe if you want more videos about me. And I see all the new subscribers. I see you guys. Thank you for subscribing. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.